Recent reports have unveiled a surprising secret bid by Christian Horner to buy the Red Bull Formula One team. Yes, you heard it right. Horner, the team principal, made a covert move to acquire either all or part of the team without the knowledge of the Austrian shareholders. This shocking development could potentially reshape the landscape of Formula One as we know it. So let's dive into this video today to uncover the details behind this jaw-dropping revelation. Here we begin. The rumors swirling around Red Bull Racing's Christian Horner just won't stop. Despite being cleared of wrongdoing by Red Bull, the situation isn't resolved. Now, there's talk that Horner might be trying to purchase the team. Red Bull confirmed they were investigating Horner for misconduct at the start of last month. While he was cleared, the gossip hadn't died down. Stories about Horner surfaced, and he faced harsh criticism from Jos Verstappen. It seems there's unrest within the team. Horner's secret bid. There have been rumors circulating for a while about a potential power struggle at Red Bull. It's said that Horner has the backing of the Thai Nvidia family, who own 51% of the Red Bull group. He sought support from British investors for this endeavor. Had Horner been successful, he would have been granted a position akin to Toto Wolff's role at Mercedes. Interestingly, Horner made this proposal without informing the Austrian shareholders. If the acquisition had gone through, it would have marginalized the Austrians' influence within the team. However, his relationship with the Austrian owners seems to have soured. According to reports from Formula Passion, Horner made a significant offer to the Thai shareholders in 2023, which angered Mark and the other Austrians who own only 49%. This issue has caused a bitter divide within Red Bull GmbH, with Dr. Helmut Marko also getting involved in the disagreements. Mateschitz Jr. has expressed concerns about Horner's seniority and costliness to the business, as efforts are made to shift decision-making from Milton Keynes back to Salzburg. As the acquisition seemed to progress, Christian Horner suddenly faced dubious allegations, which many considered weak in sensationalism. He was accused of inappropriate and controlling behavior, sparking an 8-week investigation. Eventually, he was cleared of any wrongdoing, mudslinging to discredit Horner. Less than a day later, a mysterious email landed in the inboxes of 149 people, including F1 team bosses, FIA officials, and famous journalists. It contained supposed documents from the investigation into Horner's behavior, aiming to prove he acted inappropriately. However, despite the chaos and juicy accusations, there wasn't enough support to oust Horner. Some journalists were given FIA articles suggesting Horner was tarnishing F1's reputation, but those behind the scenes were actually causing harm to the sport. It seems Christian Horner will come out on top, as his enemies have thrown everything they have at him. Recently, Charleroi Nvidia and Darani Nvidia, who inherited the majority share of the team, broke their tradition of staying out of the limelight and publicly supported Horner on the grid. This shows their backing for the man who boosted their energy drinks brand worldwide. If the Nvidias agree to sell the F1 team to Horner and his group, it would mark the end for the Austrian side led by Mateschitz Jr., Mintzlaff, Franz Watzlawick, and Alexander Kirchmeier. Marko strangely silent. Despite attempts to discredit Horner, he may have the last laugh. Despite rumors of Newey considering leaving for Ferrari due to his supposed disapproval of Horner, the truth is that Newey could benefit greatly if Red Bull F1 is bought out. This explains why Dr. Helmut Marko has mixed feelings about the accusations against Horner given their strained relationship. Marko, who received a new contract from the Austrians, is playing it safe. If he wins this internal conflict, Horner should avoid seeking revenge on the 80-year-old Austrian. Marko's assurance ensures Max Verstappen stays at RBR, and their partnership will likely continue to bring victories for years to come. Jos Verstappen interferes. Jos's intervention at the weekend, calling for Horner to step aside, was unusual. He suggested that the team could be torn apart without Horner. It's speculated that the Austrians might have offered Jos a role in a Horner-free future at Red Bull Racing, leading to his attempt to discredit Christian. He reportedly won't attend the Saudi Grand Prix, and his future with Red Bull is uncertain. If Horner wins and takes control of RBR, he won't have to pay anything. The management buy-in will give them 40% of the shares for free, while the investors get 60% without a veto on pricing. Tomorrow, during the media day in Saudi, Max Verstappen will face questions about his father's actions. However, behind the scenes, the focus will be on whether Horner has finalized the deal to buy RBR. If so, he'll be hailed as a hero after being seen as a zero just a week ago. Christian would then become a significant figure in the sport, starting with nothing and potentially becoming a billionaire. How Horner is the best person for Red Bull? Since 2005, Horner has been in charge of the Red Bull Formula One team, achieving 13 world titles, including 6 World Constructors' Championships and 7 World Drivers' Championships. Despite the recent scandal, Horner's leadership at Red Bull is unquestionable. His smart management decisions, backed by Red Bull's funding, have propelled the team to the top of Formula One. While other teams have spent more money, like Mercedes, not all have succeeded. BMW, Toyota, McLaren, Aston Martin, Renault, and Honda have all struggled despite their investments. This shows that simply throwing money at a team isn't enough. It's how that money is spent that counts. Red Bull's structure stems from its founders, Austrian entrepreneur Dietrich Mateschitz and Thai businessman Chaleo Yovidia. They established Red Bull GmbH in 1984 after Mateschitz discovered the energy drink Krating Daeng in Thailand and saw its market potential in Europe. Initially, Mateschitz and Chaleo each invested $500,000 and held 49% of the company, with the remaining 2% owned by Chaleo's son Chalerm. They agreed that Mateschitz would manage the company. Red Bull adapted the Krating Daeng formula for European tastes, introducing it as Red Bull in Austria in 1987. The brand quickly gained popularity, expanding across Europe and into the United States. Currently, Chalem Yovidia owns 51% of Red Bull, while Dietrich Mateschitz passed his 49% stake to his son Mark. Despite Mark's leadership, the Austrians only control 49% of the overall company and the Red Bull F1 team. Porsche planned to enter Formula One by acquiring a 51% stake in the Red Bull team and supplying engines. However, Horner and Red Bull consultant Dr. Helmut Marko convinced Red Bull not to give up its controlling interest in Porsche, causing the deal to collapse. Afterward, Horner sought investors to buy the shares Porsche intended to purchase. This would allow him to retain control and run the team independently. However, when the Austrians learned of this plan, they opposed it. It's rumored that Horner tried to buy a controlling interest without informing the Austrians, leading to internal conflict. The Austrians allegedly undermined Horner to thwart his takeover bid. There's speculation that Horner persuaded Chalem Yovidia to sell his 51% stake to him while still retaining ownership of the Red Bull beverage company. Despite facing potential dismissal over a sexting incident, Yovidia's 51% vote backed Horner, ensuring he remained in his position. Chalem Yovidia admits he lacks experience in managing an F1 team and is likely inclined to accept the buyout offer from Horner's group. The Austrians, who oversee the Red Bull beverage company, lack racing expertise and rely on intermediaries like Dr. Helmut Marko to bridge communication with Horner. Marko's role involves scouting talented drivers and updating Dietrich Mateschitz, who acknowledges his limited knowledge of F1 team management. This setup worked well until Dietrich's passing. At 80 years old, Marko is deemed unsuitable to lead the Red Bull F1 team. At 50, Horner is seen as the most qualified to steer the team forward, given its success under his leadership. He believes having a controlling interest in the team would enable him to perform even better. Maintaining a strong relationship with Newey and the head of design, Pierre Wacher, is crucial for Horner. Their partnership is vital for Red Bull's success. Despite recent rumors, Newey's position at Red Bull is not expected to change. Sources from Autosport have clarified that speculation about Newey changing roles is unfounded. He will continue his current role and return trackside as planned for the Japanese Grand Prix next month. It's all about control. The Austrians seem reluctant to relinquish their indirect control over the team while still having to provide financial support through Red Bull sponsorship. This disagreement forms the core of the ongoing internal conflict. The resolution of this dispute will determine the team's future direction. If Chalem Yovidia agrees to sell his 51% stake to Horner's group, it may signal a victory for Horner in the immediate battle. However, the broader conflict and its implications for the team's long-term stability remain uncertain. So, what do you think of Horner's secret bid to purchase the Red Bull team in F1? Comment below and subscribe for more.